movie. We are live now, Dave. This is Dave Kammerer, Summit
Hello, everybody.
Funding. So do you recognize this house behind us?
I do, Rick. Thank you.
How do you recognize this house, David?
Well, my team and I were out here working on this house because we call it Save the Planet Week, and we do it a couple times a year, and we like to work with Habitat. One, because it's fun, two, because it's helping somebody with a house, which we do home loans. We love that.
So we are at a Habitat Humanity neighborhood, and the owners of this house just finished up working for today. And then there's a house right here next door that's also a Habitat house. So this is like a little Habitat cult.
No, it's a cul-de-sac.
It's a cul-de-sac. And Dave, this is who I want you to meet. Rachel, come here.
Hi, Rachel.
Hi, how
Rachel,
are you?
this is Dave Kammerer
nice
with
to
Summit
meet
Funding.
you.
So Dave and his team actually worked on this house.
Oh, nice.
So Rachel, Dave, is the first woman's build house, right? Mm-hmm. So that's Kristen Kyle's involved, a friend of ours.
Yep.
So they're building her house, and your situation is this would never happen without Habitat.
No, not at all. I'm a single mom right now, and the opportunities that I'm having to offer my son a safe home till he decides to move out, which better be 18. No, I'm just joking.
We
Just
can all
kidding.
relate. We can all relate. But and your son has some special.
Yeah, he actually has special needs, and so I'm not sure if he will ever be able to be on his own. But this place will always be his, and offer a safe place for him. And
So let's go look at there's nothing here yet, but this is kind of where it's going to go. So Dave and his team have been involved in this, and he said, okay, Rick, I want to do a Habitat house. And I said, so Rachel and I were at a movie. Which, did you like the movie?
oh yeah,
It was great,
oh my gosh,
wasn't
it
it?
was an amazing movie.
So
Yeah.
we were walking down the hallway, and then we start staring at us because we're hugging each other, going, "Oh my gosh, it's my Habitat friend." Oh, here we go. So, look at this. So this is our Habitat staff. Can you show us the shirt?
You bet.
Look at this, you guys.
Right?
The 2019 Women Build House.
This is the man.
So, do this for me. Tell them who you are.
Byron Williams.
Okay. And why is this such a big deal to have a Women's Build House?
We've never had a full women's build house, so this is the first time we're going to do a build from the ground up with women. It's big, huge.
So there will be some men on the project, but mainly women build.
Men on the project, but they're actually going to be the teachers and crew chiefs. So that's pretty much what their role is going to be.
So how many of these do you do a year?
Houses or women's build?
Houses.
Houses. Well, we're pushing for 3 houses a year, maybe more as we grow. Yep.
All right, man. Thanks.
You bet, Rick.
Love you. Yeah.
Good to
Love
see
what
you
you're
again.
doing. Thanks,
Yeah,
buddy.
thank you.
Oh my God, there's stuff here.
I know it.
So, okay, Rachel.
That's where I'm gonna cook dinner.
Okay, let's go walk through it. Let's go walk through the house. So you guys, this is Rachel, and the first ever women's build house in Lane County.
Yes.
And her house gets to be it.
Yes.
So this is the floor plan for her neighborhood. Oh,
Yep.
you guys, I forgot to tell you. If you guys tag 2 people in here, I've got some gift cards, $10 gift cards for Farmers Union Coffee Shop. Used to be Allen Brothers. I was in there the other day. I told them I'm doing a Habitat thing, and they said, hey, we'll give to it. So we got 3 $10 gift cards. You got to tag 2 people in the page, and then you'll be eligible to win. Okay, go ahead, Rachel. So tell me.
So it's gonna be a 3-bedroom, and it's gonna be a decent size kitchen and living room, and then we'll have the 3 bedrooms. And what's really cool about this specific spot is that there's no direct connection to high traffic, and so my son will be able to play in this little area and really be safe. And that's one of the biggest things that I was really concerned about, was him being on a busy intersection and not being able to play ball. And
See, and the nice thing is they're in this neighborhood too, so you're on a little road that comes back in a little sort of cul-de-sac, and homes in here, so you got a lot of room here.
Yeah,
And this is it. It stops here.
this whole thing.
So this is all your property?
Yeah, so I'm really excited because I'll be able to put a basketball hoop up, and he'll be able to play, and I'm not going to have to worry about him.
So, Rick, the footprint's very similar to this house next door. This is your whole front yard.
Uh-huh.
See how that all works?
So Dave, okay, so you're kind of like the expert, right? You're a mortgage broker.
Well, that doesn't make me an expert on construction, that's for sure.
No,
But
not on construction.
I've seen a number of these, though, and I know how this one's going to go.
But Rachel, go over this. But in terms of home ownership, why does that make a community? Why is that so important for a community?
Well, okay. So first of all, home ownership, it's a safe place for people. You don't have, well, the uncertainty of being a renter is that you don't know if the landlord's going to decide to sell the house or raise the rent, and it's just less certain. There was a study done a long time ago. I don't know exactly what it was called, but I remember this from high school. And statistically, kids do better when their parents own the home because they feel like they're in a more stable environment. So, simply said, it's a stable environment, and that's what you're talking about. A safe, stable environment for her son to grow up. He's going to have one less thing to worry about. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And on top of that, the apartments that I live at right now, they're low income, and that's doable for me as a single mom. But the fact is that as renters, we don't have a whole lot of control over who's in our neighborhoods, and we don't have control over like animal issues. We're having a lot of feral cats and that are sick. There's nothing we really can do about it. But we really, we can decide who comes onto our property for homeowners, you know, and
in turn, because I know from doing Habitat before too, in terms of a community, you are connected to Habitat now probably for life.
Yes, yes, and I totally want to be part of it when I'm done with this and I'm done with school. I want to be able to dive in and help other families that are struggling, because home ownership is huge. It's huge down the line, even with children, and it does promote better education, and I mean it's just an all around better deal.
It's a stability factor, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
That's huge. Stable. Like she knows she can stay here. You can plan, like she said, till he's 18. She knows she can stay here.
Well,
that's
and
huge.
The way that the mortgage works for Habitat is it's no interest, and so the mortgage rate is going to be doable no matter what happens, and so I will always be able to provide for my son. And just having that knowledge of knowing that it reduces the fear of homelessness. Or
did that, before you had this, did that keep you up at night, that fear?
I think every mom, well, every parent, I guess I can't speak for dads, but every mom that I've known, we're terrified of where we would go if we didn't have a place to live. And the job market isn't really helpful for how much it costs for rent. It's really, rent is really, really high right now, and so even finding employment while parenting and trying to juggle all these different things, it makes it really, really, really scary.
And part of Habitat you have to work on. So the cool thing in this neighborhood is you're working on the neighbors' houses already, so you're invested with the neighborhood.
Yeah, and me and Bob have been working together for she's got her house, but for the last 2.5 years, we've been working on building 4 houses. So yeah, it's been really cool. And what I really like is that I know what's going to go inside the walls. So if I know there's an issue, I can kind of go back and think about, I've just learned a lot about the construction piece.
Maybe you should start being a contractor.
Maybe I should. I like to tell people what to do.
Certainly be a carpenter.
No, and it's neat because we have to do classes also through Nedco, which is a great partner here in our community.
Now, what do they teach you? What do you learn from them?
So we learned ways of maintenance, of like home ownership maintenance, of the way that ways of saving our money. They have IDA programs that will help people if they want to purchase a home, and that's a great program itself. So
it's a matching savings program, and it includes home ownership counseling. And you learn all this stuff like you have to think about, like, hey, someday I'm gonna have to repaint the house. I need gutters. There's utilities. There's things I gotta pay, and they help you understand that and manage your money better. And they teach you how to manage your money. Don't you go through a little bit of money management budgeting class?
Yep, for sure. And then we talk about, okay, like you're gonna have to, every year you're gonna have to get this and check to make sure it needs to be fixed. And I never even thought about what it entails to own a home, making sure that the roof is not leaking, making sure that all the plumbing's good and everything's set up for winter. And I don't normally think about those things, so it's definitely a good
home
instrument.
Ownership counseling, Rick. It's a huge community fulfillment that Nedco does. It's a great organization.
It's amazing.
So do you feel like too that now you have an investment? Because I know Dave's always talking to our group about investments, but this is now you have a savings account right here.
I do.
That's gotta feel. That has to feel so great.
Yeah, and the way that Habitat does it is it's so doable for the next 30 years that no matter what, it's going to be doable, and I'll be able to pass this on to my son, and it'll allow him a safe place for forever too, and yeah,
You're
it's
talking
just
about building some wealth.
yeah, and life. It seems like a lot of our society now, we don't pass our houses on down to our kids and stuff anymore, but I really want to be able to offer that to him, and just kind of bringing on that tradition.
So, before you got involved with this, did you ever think that would be possible?
No, and I come from a background of addiction and criminality, and so my own personal stigmas that I have heard about people with those pasts is that usually there's no success, and I'm here to tell you that it's wrong. It's wrong, but the people in our community really have to reach around people and let them know that they do have worth and that they are capable of moving forward in life. And it's not just the individual; it's the entire society that we really have to have hope in change.
So you feel connected to the community now?
Oh, absolutely. And I've been really blessed just to have so many different services here in this community, and I just think Lane County's it's the shindig.
Well, it's kind of
Pretty
like
awesome.
you're putting your foundation. You're kind of putting your foundation here, aren't you?
I am.
Literally.
I am.
So if you could go back to those people when you were younger and you were growing up in that criminality and drug abuse world, what would you say to them?
Well, I didn't grow up that way. I grew up with a pretty decent family, but I was a preacher's kid, and so I kind of veered off later, but I've met a lot of people who have been raised in really rough pasts, and learning new skills and learning that there's a purpose beyond that is a really big deal, because everybody has a purpose in this life, and everybody deserves to be happy and experience some happiness in their life. And I feel like a lot of people really don't believe in themselves, and they don't believe that change is possible. And
Did you feel like that at one point?
oh yes, I did. I was completely hopeless, and my God's pretty awesome. He just kind of brought me into this place where he says enough's enough. I just kind of reached a point where I surrendered, and I couldn't go on anymore, and things just started to take place, and I was brought into Willamette family, and from there, and that's how I know that our community can change people, is that I witnessed miracles happening over and over through collaboration in our community. But people reached out for me when I didn't feel I had any right even being alive.
So the dream?
What brings you joy now?
Yeah.
What brings me joy now is helping other people,
Right.
and seeing the miracles, because I know not everybody has the same beliefs as me, but my God is pretty awesome, pretty strong, and pretty powerful, and everything that I have, I believe, are just doors that have been opened and brought to me just because I simply surrendered and gave up trying to figure it out on my own.
And now look what you got.
Yeah.
So people like, and I'm just
And
gonna,
it's on Hope Lane. Hope
It's on, is this, oh my gosh, you do. You live on Hope Lane,
yeah,
don't
Hope,
you?
Right.
Hope Loop. Yeah.
So
That wasn't lost on me. Right?
So in terms of people like Dave and others in the community that are sponsoring and coming out and doing this, what do you say to businesses?
I'm just grateful, and I think it's, I think it's an all-around benefit, even for teams to build with each other and to do these things. I think it's good for team building and also to help the community, and definitely for us people who don't feel like we have as much worth to really realize that people do care, and it just becomes a huge tribe, I feel, but I'm really big about
We're all part of the human tribe, aren't we?
we are, like, we all have to stick together and help each other, and that's what will create greatness.
We just
Love.
had a holiday of sacrifice.
Yes, we
for
did.
all of us.
Yeah. Oh, and I celebrated my 9th year on Easter, which to me is the resurrection day of
Your 9th year.
my 9th year sobriety.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thanks. Yeah, it's pretty symbolic for me.
So Easter, it all fell together.
Yeah. Yeah. Just fantastic.
So I've got this great shot of you with the sign behind you here, right? So you guys, again, this is Rachel. This is her house, thanks to Habitat for Humanity. David Kammerer with Summit Funding, who didn't work on this project because he's a dude.
Oh.
But he has,
So
he and his team
What, I
have
got to
worked
dress in drag to come out here and get on this thing?
yeah, they've worked on these houses down here. We got a whole neighborhood here. Really quick, David, because yeah, some of David's women. Gina could come out. Oh, Gina, you'd love Gina.
Okay.
She's a tough one. So she is.
I have others.
Okay.
So
Amy, Nicole,
there's
Courtney,
a bunch of
Taylor,
them. Oh,
Sherry.
Nicole would be. Yeah, she'd
I got-
bring her motorcycle out.
I
here.
got a group. They're tough.
So really quick for people. Now mortgage rates are at a good level right now,
Yeah, they have been for a long time.
but prices are good. Mortgage.
Prices are strong. Now's the time to buy a house for sure because of what mortgage rates are doing, and prices are strong and they're coming on the market. It is definitely a time to buy, but
A good time to sell too, though.
it's a good time to sell and buy.
So if you
the
have,
market's strong, it's a great time.
if you want to downsize, this is a great time to do that because nothing lasts forever.
Upsize too. I think, listen, you can sell and buy in this market and do well on both ends. This is a great time.
All right, so call Dave Kammerer. That's another ER at the end of
Right.
the ER. Took me the longest time to learn to say your name. Summit Funding.
I had to
And
give up my perfect hair like Rick has to have that extra ER. I chose to have the name.
yeah, I dropped the ER.
It's just dancer, not dancer-er.
That would be weird, wouldn't it? Dave, thank you for sponsoring
My
this.
pleasure.
Rachel, thank you for coming out and doing this.
Rachel, it's an honor to meet you.
You too,
I
you
love your
too.
story. Thank you for sharing.
Habitat for Humanity, God, thank you for doing what you do and putting people out there and giving them places to feel value and that kind of thing. And you guys would be surprised how little it costs to do this because they leverage everything. So if you're going to donate to something, if you want to donate to the housing issue, Habitat would be a great option because people really they're getting a lot more than a house. They're getting
And
a
Rick,
life.
there's an event coming up where we raise money to build a house. It's a breakfast. I apologize, I don't know the dates, but you
Do you
can
know the
find
date?
it just.
We'll find it.
But listen, you don't have to go to the breakfast to donate to build a house. But they're raising money. We want to build a house, and we raise enough money, hopefully, in one day to build a house. So you can help with that. I mean, any amount matters. $5, $10, $100, 5,000, whatever you got. Please donate because it really does help.
Okay, you guys, and also speaking of donation, Farmers Union, new coffee shop in downtown Eugene, located in the old Allen Brothers place. They're giving us three $10 gift cards. So if you tag 2 people in here, I'll go back. I'm leaving town to do some exploring and stuff. When I get back, I'm going to pick the winners, but you have a chance to win one of those cards. All right. Okay. Have a good night. Actually, I will be back. This is like a really busy day for me. I'll be back at 5 o'clock from Bangers and Brews. We're going to be showing off. They have alligator sausage.
Real life
Like real.
No, dead alligator, but
They're dead. You don't eat it live, but it's real alligator and kangaroo and boar and elk and then pork and beef and all
alligator's
that.
greasy.
But it's pretty interesting stuff. So we'll be there at 5 o'clock. They'll be giving away a coupon for $25. We just give stuff away because we like you. All right. Again, women, and if you're a women's group and you have a group of women like at your work and you think this would be kind of a fun volunteer project, get a hold of Habitat for Humanity and you can get in there and come out and have a team building effort.
Yep.
All right, good luck. We'll be back. Rachel's my friend. We'll be back.